All right. So let's discuss a situation that happened in one of the well, let's talk about it. Fudge it. So actually, we'll scratch this. We'll scratch that. Okay. So let's discuss Mr. Shedeur Sanders, you guys. And I saw this live. Got some playing time against the Ravens. He came in the second half after Dylan was exited with a concussion protocol. Listen, I saw it. Let's discuss the stats. So he had 4 completions on 16 attempts with 47 yards. He threw 1 interception. He was sacked twice. Also rushed 3 carries for 16 yards. The Browns were leading when he came in 16-10, but immediately lost 23-16. Some positive takeaways. Sanders got his first NFL completion, which is a good milestone, obviously. He contributed with some rushing yards, showing that he has some mobility. He gained a real game experience with the NFL situation, especially the Ravens. Obviously, some areas to improve. Completion rate was very low. Too many misses. The interception and sacks was a highlight issue. The offense staggered. So here's my thing. Because I saw somebody say some crazy nonsense. It didn't even make sense to me. I'm about to play it right now if I can find it. Where is it at? Let's just listen to this real quick, and then we'll go over everything else.
Anybody with eyes who watched that game could tell you Dylan Gabriel wins you that football game yesterday.
You positive about that?
Look at the stats, man.
Are you positive about that? Are you trying to? Are you trolling me? Are you really trolling me, Max?
Ken.
Max.
Look at that first half, Ken. Look at that first half.
Yeah, what about that first half?
What did Dylan Gabriel do in the first half?
What about that first half?
All you needed to do was take care of the football in that second half and play with the lead. We threw an interception. We turned the ball over multiple times with Shedeur at quarterback. Are you really, after watching that, thinking that Shedeur Sanders is the future of this franchise with a week of practice?
No.
With 2 weeks of practice?
No, but nobody was saying that. But you're making two different arguments. You're saying Dylan Gabriel would have given them a shot to win. They just would have punted the ball back to
Max.
They would have kept giving Lamar Jackson opportunities.
You'd have the ball there. That's what would have happened.
Anybody?
Okay, so obviously that was, a fan of the Cleveland Browns, typical, saying some crazy things. So here's what I'll say. Here's the thing. I don't think it would have been a different result if Dylan was in the game. Now, who knows? May I be wrong? Of course. We never know. But I personally don't think it would be a different result. And here's the problem that I have with that comment by that gentleman, because it's just like, here's what he's not understanding. Because he's looking at it as just a fan watching the game. But he's not really looking at the advanced stats and everything overall, especially when you played sports, you understand. Here's why he got sacked. Here's why he threw an interception. Here's why he may have looked lost. He may have not had that much completions and that many attempts of opportunities that he had. Ladies and gentlemen, he was put in the second half. And on top of that, it's like there was no practice to where he had a connection with his receivers. Literally, you saw on one play, 3 linemen were to the right. Literally left a gap wide in the middle, wide open for somebody coming and sack him. Why? Because they didn't go over plays. Those plays that they had were for Dylan Gabriel. If you don't know, before the game, I think it's Friday or Saturday, the coach goes over plays that Dylan likes, not what Shedeur likes. So we got to understand that was a different play style from what Dylan does, from what Shedeur does. So when you see that wide open gap and he's not knowing what to do, it's because it's not his play. He came in because the starter got hurt. So that's why many completions maybe didn't happen. That's why he was getting sacked a lot, because he didn't have that connection with his linemen. He didn't have that connection with his receivers. Ask Tom Brady if he would have had a receiver out there that he's not thrown the ball to. Fudge no. But me personally, and I would say this if I got to be very honest, that Browns team looks way nicer and looks like a more of a NFL team with Shedeur there than what it does with Dylan. That's what I'm saying that, and that's my opinion, and I don't give a damn what people say. But I personally feel like that team looks cleaner with Shedeur as a quarterback than Dylan. Literally. I saw a throw that Dylan made to one of his receivers. That shit looked trash. It literally looked trash. Now, obviously, Shedeur did something similar where he could have almost got a touchdown. But you got to give him a chance. You got to slow it down. I think people off of that one performance want to say, oh, he's garbage. Sit him down. Oh, my God. This dude stinks. Guys, it is a whole different aspect. Now, if he starts next weekend as the starter and does something like this, then we have a different conversation. But there's things that go into every single game. People think that you just go and throw the ball and it's a simple 1-2. No. You got to have connections. You got to understand with the flaws, the positive, the pros and cons of who you're throwing to, being your receivers, your tight ends, your running back, your O-lineman. You got to understand all of that as a quarterback. People got to understand it's not just a simple throw the ball and that's it. No, because you got people that want to get you. You got people that want to block those people you're throwing to. So you're going out of war. And the connection obviously wasn't there. He was not new. Now, I love how he went after. That was awesome. We're about to play it right now. I loved how he went and, discuss everything.
I don't think I played good. I don't think I played good at all. I think it's a lot of things, we need to look at, during the week and go and just get comfortable even throwing routes, with Jerry and throwing routes with all those guys. So I think that was my first ball to him all year. Nah, but other than that, I just think overall we just got to go next week and understand so then we have a week to prepare stuff I like to do. I'm extremely thankful. Well, first, let me say this. When Dylan out there playing and all that, I appreciate the fans. I appreciate everybody, but it don't really. I'm a good person overall, so I don't really like him not feeling comfortable, confident. When he get out there. So, it puts everything in a tough spot. And it's not helping the team. So that could be taken as okay. I'm being a distraction, even though I ain't doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing, but I'm thankful for the supporters, thankful for the fans, thankful for everybody out there, that believes. And, when I got out there, I definitely felt them. And, I'm truly thankful for it. And, yeah, I'm just thankful that I'm out here. I'm thankful for the opportunity.
So that's Shedeur. That's great. Love the way he did that. Love the way he carried himself there very professionally. That's awesome. I think it's just, he did great. Let's take a look at what Miles said, too.
Sure. Just tell him to keep his head up. I know there was one drive in which he kind of walked off, and I saw him. He was putting his head down. I know he was kind of thinking about, I know he wants to make the play. He wants to, have that game-changing drive because, he feels like he has that ability, and, we've seen it. So, don't be discouraged from, one drive or two drives. It's a good, football team over there. So, just trying to keep him to, keep his confidence high and, keep on chasing that standard in which he set. And we're going to continue to support him. He spoke after the game, and, he wanted to pin it on, himself and his performance, but, we're not going to allow him to do that. It's a team game, so we're all in this together.
So that was great. Love that by Miles. Obviously, you guys, it's like I said, people got to calm down. He just started. He went in literally with, a whole different aspect. He literally said it there. That was probably his first time throwing to Jerry Jeudy, you guys. We got to hold our horse. People got to, chill the heck down because people just be tripping. I don't know what goes on with these fans. Now, let's talk about Myles Garrett that we brought him up. Myles is a freaking beast, you guys. This mother trucker is kicking ass. This dude is kicking ass. I'm telling you, kicking ass. But it sucks that he's just on the Browns where those motherfuckers are just dog shit. It sucks, but you guys, in 2024, he had 14 sacks. This year, he has 10 sacks in 11 games, my people. Literally, I think he had 3 or 4 against the Ravens yesterday. This dude is a freaking beast, y'all. Literally, he's a beast. I think, and it sucks because he signed this year in March a 4-year extension with the Browns to 2030. So he's going to be there for a second unless they trade him. But this dude's a beast, y'all. And I think he's a couple sacks away from breaking the record. Let me see. What's the record right now? Sacks in season record. It's 22.5. That's held by Michael Strahan and TJ Watt, who was like close. TJ Watt tied it in 2021. He's already at, let me see. So he needs 23. He's currently at, let's see, Myles Garrett's sacks. Sacks 25. He's at 15, you guys. 15, and they still have, I believe, 6 more games. So he currently right now needs minus 15. He needs 8 more to break the record, which I think he could do. Let me see, because here's the thing. Browns, let's see, 2020, nope. 2025 schedule. So they play the 49ers next. Then they play, I think they got a bye week. Yeah, so they play the 49ers next. Then they play the Bears. No, I'm lying. My bad. So they play the Raiders next week. Then they play the 49ers. Then they play the Titans, the Bears, the Bills, the Steelers, and then the Browns. Or Bengals. I want to say he could definitely do some damage against the Raiders. Definitely, for sure, against the Titans. Niners, we'll see. Bears, possibly. Bills, we'll see. Steelers, yeah. I think he could do it. I think he could personally break that record. I think so. This dude is causing disruption, but what sucks is just he's not winning. He's not winning the big one. Now, I remember seeing reports of the Eagles were interested in trading for him. I don't know what happened with that, but in many teams, but that's the only thing that would suck. But this dude, you guys, is a beast, bro. I just had to give him some shine because what he's doing is just out of this world. Like, damn.